Quote from animator Anna Peronato about the title animation.
In a few cases, it did get harder, especially when the title could mean different things, like in the case for home or body. How do you express home in 5 seconds, when home could mean a safe place, but also a suffocating and toxic environment? Or when it's not about a physical home, but it's more of a concept.
This episode is also adapting Chapter 5, Love, from the 4th Heartstopper graphic novel.
Ah, here he is, my favourite nephew. Don't tell David.
David was there in the comic, as well as Sarah, of course. But I love that we get some deserved favoritism instead.
Hey, Auntie Diane.
Nick's Aunt Diane is played by Hayley Atwell. She was on the Menorca trip in the comic too, but her role has been fleshed out and given Sarah's lines to fill in for Olivia Colman, who couldn't fit season 3 in her schedule.
What was different for me in Heartstopper watching it was going, this is young people. One episode might be about, like, is he going to text back or not? And it normalized queer relationships away from just sex, which we've talked about as a kind of fetishizing of a community. And the wholesomeness in it, I found incredibly touching and moving. So that's why I wanted to be involved in it.
Quote from writer Alice Oseman.
She didn't audition. She's a very established actress, and we knew that she would be amazing.
Quote from executive producer Patrick Waters about his pitch to Hayley Atwell's agent.
We were like, look, we've got a bit of a situation where we need, it's a really important arc and it's slightly changing from who it would have been initially. It just worked out in terms of she had the time. She loves the show as well, and I think she's fantastic in it.
Uncle Rich.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to see you.
Uncle Rich is played by Christopher Hatherall. He only ever appears in the Menorca holiday scenes in the comic, so we don't know much about him.
Look at you two.
Hi.
According to the Heartstopper yearbook family tree, the kids are named Leo and Tilly. Actors uncredited.
Yeah, it's a shame Mum had to pull out.
Yeah, well, there's always next year.
It's okay.
Alice was asked if she knew Olivia wouldn't be involved while writing season 3 or not. Quote from Alice Oseman.
I knew it was a possibility, but it wasn't confirmed until very close to the shoot. I had to do some quite intense last-minute rewrites, but I'd already thought about what I'd do in that scenario, so I was somewhat prepared.
You know, I'm curious. You are, as a member of the LGBTQ community, I wish you were my mom that I could have came out to. I adore you two so much. So thank you for what you did. But I'm curious, will we maybe get to see more Sarah Nelson? Can you share that with me, Mother?
I couldn't do number 3. I couldn't fit it in. I feel awful about that because honestly, what you just said, that's happened a couple of times, and it's been. I feel like I was part of one of the most beautiful things I've ever been part of. But
then we just need a Sarah Nelson spin-off, or in season 4, one of the two.
Okay, I'll have a word. As long as it's booked in advance, maybe I'll be able to do it. Yeah.
There's like a lot of references to Nick's mum, like driving up, but never really appearing on screen, which I thought was actually quite funny. Was it a shame not to have Olivia back for season 3, though?
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, of course, it's Olivia Colman, you know, you want her to be a part of everything you do. Yeah. You know, when I'm sort of making my breakfast, I wish that she was there in the morning. So, you know, like, she's a great loss whenever she's not there, you know. But to have Hayley Atwell this season was also, you know, a real joy and a pleasure. And she kind of, took that sort of slightly maternal role in the show and just did a beautiful job, I think, with it. And yeah, I mean, it's always tough when you find out that Olivia Colman's not going to be able to come this season. But, you know, she's a very, very, very busy lady. And rightly so. She's a national treasure and an incredibly talented woman. So we were just lucky that we had Hayley to, you know, do such an incredible job and fill those shoes so brilliantly, and also just, you know, build her own little shoes, I suppose. Yeah. Wasn't filling the shoes; she was making her own. She was wearing her own shoes. But it was quite funny as well, like, throughout the shoot, kind of poking fun at it a little bit. We would do, like, improv scenes and sometimes just kind of look at the camera and be like, where is my mum? I don't know. You know,
that's great. They should have kept that in. That's great.
They should have. Yeah. Well, she's brilliant. You know, she's very, very talented and a real pro. So it was we were very lucky to have her. and I think that was very clear. And the feeling, we were just kind of like, oh wow, this is great, you know. When you get the news that Olivia Colman can't come back, you're sort of like, oh, that's a hard pill to swallow. But then when you find out that Hayley Atwell is going to be playing your aunt instead, it's still, you know, it's pretty great.
Charlie's contact photo on Nick's phone is cropped from this Paris selfie.
I love you. I love you.
He's right not to send this text, in my opinion. It can come across pestering.
Charlie, can you tidy up a bit in here, please? The room looks a mess.
Why when he's clearly in the middle of studying, though? Can't he finish what he's doing and then tidy up?
Did you do it?
Do what?
You know what?
Yeah.
And he said it back.
Yeah.
Told you.
Shut up.
So it was a good day then?
It was fun. Actually, so we were in the sea, and Nick was like, he said that he was worried that I...
Comic accuracy strikes once more.
I think signals.
Charlie?
Nick?
Charlie, I don't see any tidying.
Hang on.
Seriously, what is it with mums and them wanting you to do everything all at once? He was studying.
Okay, come on, put the phone down. You can talk to Nick later.
Charlie, yeah?
Great.
We need to have a talk about Nick anyway. You're too young to be having sex.
What? We're not.
The fact that that's not even a lie.
Charlie, I'm not stupid. You came home yesterday wearing his clothes.
Well, that's because I...
Now that he has already been doing for a long time, though.
I'm worried that you're putting a boy over everything else, over
So
yourself.
I can't have a boyfriend because of schoolwork.
No, that's not what I said. Mum, you're literally making a problem out of nothing. I'm only saying this because I'm worried about him.
Quote from Jenny Walser.
Well, there were hints in previous seasons that both Charlie and Tori have moments of tension with their parents, particularly with their mum. In this season, Charlie's relationship with their mum really comes to a head, and through that, Tori also ends up clashing with her while supporting Charlie. Within the household, there are a lot of complex dynamics between our mum and dad and between the siblings themselves. It feels very real and layered. Things are changing, you know, your body, your mind, and the circumstances around you, but I must stress, there are still plenty of lovely light moments as well.
He's on holiday for 3 weeks, so I guess you've got nothing to worry about.
Charlie, can we...
And I think season 3 is... I get to do a lot more of, like, angsty teenage. Me and Georgina, who plays my mum, have a lot of, like, screaming at each other's scenes, and it's fun, and it's great, like... Because I never really was that as a teenager. I had those, like, angsty moments, but I never really screamed at my mum, so... I'm sure she'd probably say I did, but... It was fun to be able to do that.
Can you please not undermine me like that in front of him?
You were being too harsh.
It's interesting that this exchange was changed from being between the parents to now being between Jane and Tori. It makes Tori seem more like a parentified firstborn.
I always say the wrong thing to him. Have it in here, please. I'm really sorry. Are you messaging friends?
No, I was just trying to talk to... I was just talking to my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend? Well, we have a lot to catch up on, don't we?
They're always still, like, even if he does it on screen, I'm sure Nick and Charlie are coming out every day to different people, as a lot of queer people always do. So they just weren't the issues on the screen anymore.
Agreed.
How about once I've unpacked, you give me the full story over a glass of red and some breadsticks?
Sounds good.
This is such a wholesome moment because, well, yes, it does get easier to come out to people the more you get used to doing it. There is always that worry there that you'll get a bad response. And this moment is significant because it's the first time Nick has come out like this as a natural part of conversation, if we don't count the triple date situation with Elle in season 1.
Hi.
Hi.
Even the teachers get their hi moment.
are there characters who have a bigger role in the overall story than you ever would have imagined when they first landed on the page?
Yeah, definitely. The one that comes to mind first is the teachers, Mr. Farouk and Mr. Ajayi. I came up with them in volume 3 to kind of supervise the Paris school trip, and I remember like the first time I ever drew them was literally on the page that they appear on. I'd never tried drawing them before, and I was just like, oh yeah, this will be fun. I'll come up with these 2 teacher characters. And then as the book kind of went on, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if they like had a little like flirty thing going on? And so that kind of developed into something, and they've become such fan favorite characters. People got so invested in their story, beyond what I ever expected. And now, yeah, there's such popular characters. And yeah, that's so much fun when that happens. I mean, like even some of the main characters of Heartstopper started kind of like that. Because before I wrote Heartstopper, I wrote a novella called Nick and Charlie, which is where I first wrote Tao, Charlie's friend Tao, and also mentioned Elle, although she doesn't actually appear in the story itself. And they, you know, Tao kind of just existed in that story just as Charlie's friend, because obviously Charlie would have friends, so I had to come up with a friend character for Charlie. And now he's like one of the main characters in Heartstopper. So yeah, it is just kind of mad how these things happen sometimes.
Morning all.
Quote from Alan Turkington, Mr. Lang.
So thrilled and grateful, with added fanboy squeals, to be invited back again for a cute wee Mr. Lang cameo in Season 3 of this beautiful, important, life-changing show.
Morning. You are playing a very dangerous game.
Fun, no?
But if the kids find out.
In the comic version of events, Aled is the first one to figure them out, as we learn in the first mini-comic.
I know. I'll be good.
Not too good.
Come in. That's the spirit, big man. Time to get it over with.
They really made sure the teachers got their cute little animation moments here, since they just forgot to do that last season.
I'll personally fight any examiner who gives you a bad grade.
Good luck, you two. And remember, bad grades aren't the worst thing in the world.
Darcy's grandmother, Ivy Olsen, is played by Annette Badland. She's an original character in the show that hasn't appeared in the comics. From her surname and how she mentions Darcy's father, it seems she's his mother.
Oh, also, fun thing, Annette Badland, who plays one of the Slithines.
Yeah.
That is a Slithine, apparently.
She is in season 3.
I know, I got really excited about this.
And I never met her. I was never on set at the same time as her.
Oh no, that's...
I know. She'd better be at the cast and crew screening, because I'm going to give her the biggest hug.
Oh, she will. Let's talk about the Nan. What makes her the coolest Nan ever?
She's so cool.
She's lovely.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a Nan like
I know. She's just so much fun. I love her so much.
And the actress Annette, who
Annette is
plays
so
her,
nice.
is the Annette. Like I was
She's
so
brilliant.
starstruck.
Iconic.
Yeah.
I think she played a Slitheen in
She
Doctor
did.
Who. Yeah.
In Doctor Who, she was also in EastEnders, guys. I watched this and she was Aunt Babe and I was obsessed. I told her.
Are you a big EastEnders fan?
I am. I still watch it to this day.
I left school at 14. Look at me now, thriving.
Thank you, Gran.
Do you wear wigs?
No, I do not.
Have you worn wigs?
No, I have not.
Will you wear wigs?
Maybe.
When will you wear wigs? Do you wear wigs?
No, I do not.
Have you worn wigs?
No, I have not.
You're going to get top grades. I know you will.
Might not.
Well, you're the smartest person in the world, so I think you will. Shut up.
Okay, let's do it.
I was filming during results
I was
day.
also not there during results day.
I wasn't looking forward to it, I've got to say. I don't think I was
Yeah, we were doing our
expecting
exams
myself
whilst
to do all that
doing
well.
press for season 1, so
Okay.
we sort of just
Yeah.
winged
it. I don't think wung is a word, yeah. That's all right. He did better in those exams than I did, so let's not make that argument.
You're going to be great.
I know an artist, Sahar, asks Isaac, can you read before editing this?
That's Nick.
Great, thank you.
Victoria Spring.
I wonder if this was added just for the people who don't know that Tori is short for Victoria.
Oh my god, I get eaten drama! Well, there's no surprise there.
I think, there's a great saying, and it's don't partner with people that are good at what you're good at. Opposites attract, right? It's a good saying. So I think where Sahar's she can be quite reserved, not necessarily shy, but she's more reserved and laid back, and Imogen's more heightened and excitable and really outgoing. I think that's what she likes about Imogen. She's drawn to that kind of, I don't want to say chaotic, but that kind of excitable energy and the passion and the fire that Imogen has to bring. And I think that's what she's drawn to, and that's what she missed when they weren't friends. I think that, yeah. What did you get in maths? I got an 8.
What did you get in maths? I got a 3 in maths. Wait, can I go to college? I don't think I can even get into sixth form.
So all of our characters had the props department had to make 3 or 4 because every time we were ripping the envelopes open. So they made 3 or 4, and then I think we were running out because don't want to waste paper too much. So they were just rip it nicely. But yeah, they actually had their character names on. So I had Sahar's name on it and her student ID number, and then you actually pulled the paper up and they had proper results. It was kind of a flashback for me, obviously. But she had much better grades than me. I think she had 7s and 8s and 9s, and I was like, God, she's so smart.
The GCSE's, General Certificate of Secondary Education, are graded 1 to 9. They used to use letter grades pre-2017.
Well done, Tara.
Why does Mr. Ajayi, a Truum teacher, even know Tara's grades this intimately?
hope you'll be joining our Oxbridge prep group in September.
Oxbridge is a portmanteau of the universities of Oxford and Cambridge, so the prep group is preparing you for the best, most prestigious universities.
You did so well.
Exams mean nothing. In this series of Heartstopper, we do see the GCSEs day, and I remember those feelings of anxiety when you're opening that envelope and you're looking at it thinking, oh my goodness, my entire life is going to be dictated by these numbers. And actually what I really enjoy is, in this series, dependent on what character there are different options and there's different academic levels of success, and actually that's a really nice way of communicating and educating younger audiences that not everything revolves around a sheet of paper.
Yeah, that was really important for me to say, because I grew up in a school where it was like, if you don't get good grades, your life is worthless and you have nothing and your future is doomed, which is so false and incorrect.
And it feels like the end of the world. You know, I remember a friend of mine having to re-city it, and that at that moment was the worst thing in the world for her. And now you're adults and you're thinking that's made absolutely no difference.
Charlie wearing Nick's clothing. Can you talk about that?
It's definitely there in the comics, like you say, and it's like famously known that the Spring family are like sweater stealers, and we got in with Tori as well.
Ending with all the sweaters for Nick's birthday.
And then and some of them are scripted. There was definitely scripted moments where Alice had put it in that I think after the zoo day that he'd put on the sweatshirt that Nick was wearing earlier that day. So there are moments where it's definitely scripted and we go with that. And then there's other moments where you think, oh, it'd be really nice to do it. And like you say, it is a comfort thing. So I think it's the second episode, Charlie goes to the school to pick up Nick's GCSE results. When Nick's on the family holiday. Right. And because they're apart, and Charlie wanting to feel closer to Nick, so we had him go to pick up the results in the hoodie he was wearing in the finale of the second season. So it's quite that emotional ending of the second season where he's texting Nick while he's walking along, and I thought that's kind of quite a powerful one to get that in. And so there were moments where we sort of thought, let's pick a few, and then again in the eating clinic in the fourth episode. So there's quite a few montage scenes where you see sort of like time moving on and Charlie in different outfits. So like kind of picked one or two, like, you know, moments where he could have a bit of Nick comfort while they're apart. So yeah, definitely that was a part of it.
So Nick got pretty good grades, other than maths, which we know he's not good at. Apparently some people were confused why Nick's French grade is better than his English grade. First of all, native language and second language studies are completely different subjects. Second of all, French is Nick's second language from birth, so he's way ahead of everyone else on his grade level. Nick will go on to pick PE, geography, biology and psychology for his A-levels later.
We're both lowercase.
Both lowercase, yeah.
I never use caps.
Yeah, because I noticed that, because Charlie
uses lowercase.
Lowercase.
Like
it's just cool.
It's just, just a cool guy.
Turns off it's all caps.
Charlie just texted, I passed all my GCSEs.
Hey, that's fantastic. We really need to meet Charlie. I'm dying to know what he's like. Or you could bring him on holiday next year.
If he survives one of our hikes in 35 degrees, and he'll pass the test.
Oof. That's a light-hearted, playful comment, but in his current state, Charlie wouldn't actually be able to pass that test. Now here's something for you to debate over in the comments. Is this an intentional thirst trap or no? Maybe not all the way shamelessly a thirst trap, but surely that's part of why this angle. Because really, Nick, in front of the whole family?
Wow.
Guys, I thought we were all going to Nando's to celebrate results. That's like the only reason that I'm here.
Isaac is reading You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry, a friends to lovers romance that was probably chosen for this scene just to tie to the theme of them being on summer break. Isaac's read Emily Henry's book Lovers previously in season 2, episode 3.
Oh my god, I totally forgot.
Me and Elle were going to go to the park.
I kind of have to start packing. Another time, Isaac. Promise. We'll do a movie night soon.
Okay. I guess it's just you and me then.
Of course, Isaac can't know that the reason Charlie can't go is that it's a restaurant. It's just really unfortunate.
Okay, nah, all good. Another time. See you later. Bye.
Jack Maddox, originally Henry Maddox in the comic, is a character from the Ethics of Infatuation Dynamics minicomic, and he's played by the very popular Jonathan Bailey on the show. I will talk about him in more detail in episode 6 when he actually appears, but I wanted to highlight that there are 2 Instagram accounts for him out there and how that caused some juicy drama in the fandom. The original Instagram account for the comic version of the character is @HenryMaddox87. The account's profile picture was changed to this photo of Jonathan Bailey as Jack Maddox somewhere around September 2024. The account also started posting promotion for the show on stories in the lead up to season 3 releasing. The account had been inactive for years up to that point. The actual drama happened way before that when fans found the new Instagram account for Jack Maddox for the show at Jack__Maddox, before Jonathan Bailey's casting had been announced anywhere. The account was public and had photos of Jonathan Bailey in character. The reveal was posted by @DailyJLock on March 13th, 2024. The account was quickly privated and the photos were deleted, but not before I managed to sneak in and follow it while it was public. The official casting announcement was made on April 25th, and we all pretended to be surprised. Joe was clearly doing something with Charlie's phone on October 12th, 2023, because lots of comments from the official Charlie Spring Instagram account appeared on various posts from his castmates on that day.
Dinner's ready.
I'm not hungry. I'll eat later.
You abandoning me again?
I don't want to see Mum.
We never saw this picture, but we have seen them taking it behind the scenes. Imogen's Instagram profile picture and username have changed in season 3. Her Instagram was @imogen.h001 before, now it's @imogen_hearts. Alice said on Discord that she'll suggest they unprivate all the Instagram accounts when the Heartstopper show is over.
I mean, obviously you had a slightly more specific. Mm-hmm. The way I kind of treated it was obviously Nick's kind of role in this season for the most part is as a support system and as a kind of like, as a loved one who's concerned for the person that he really deeply cares about.
You look like a lovesick puppy, dear nephew.
Do I? Yeah, we kind of just wanted to have a slightly different dynamic between Nick and Diane versus Nick and his mum. You know, like maybe she's the kind of cool aunt who he feels maybe a little bit more like he can be. Just a little bit more kind of honest with her and a little bit more cheeky. Who knows? So yeah, I feel like that was kind of a vibe that we wanted to have, and was already in the writing anyway.
I am diagnosing you with a severe case of smitten and growing symptoms of head over heels.
I don't think that's a real thing.
I am a qualified psychiatrist, so actually I make the rules.
Quote from writer Alice Oseman.
So I had known for a few months that it was a possibility that she wouldn't be able to come back for season 3. But I didn't have it confirmed until a few weeks before the shoot. But at that point, I'd already somewhat planned out what I was going to do to write Sarah out and write Diane in. It was a fairly simple process to do the swap and to add in some scenes to establish Diane as a character. As for why we didn't feature her voice, we thought it'd feel too obviously fake if we only ever heard Sarah, but never saw her. I don't believe we ever queried Olivia about whether she'd be willing to come along as a purely voiceover role. But honestly, I think there was probably no way to prevent it feeling weird, no matter what we'd done. As I always say when working on the show, we just have to do our best given the time and resources we have. I'm happy with how it turned out. At that point, obviously, I couldn't just shove her into the story of that one scene. It wouldn't make any sense. So I had to go back, weave in some new scenes, introduce her as a character, help us to understand what her relationship is like with Nick, and then gently lead us toward this final scene that will make sense and that will still have that really emotional impact when we watch it.
Do you ever treat people with eating disorders?
Sometimes. It's not my speciality, but it tends to go hand in hand with other things. Why?
I don't know. Just curious.
Meanwhile,
You need a nice poster of a handsome boy up there. I'm a lesbian, Bram.
Pretty interesting move, just dropping that casually when you were basically kicked out of the house because your family couldn't accept you before.
Your dad never told me that.
I doubt he knows.
It's very important for me that kids can have conversations with their families and the people around them, and to demand the respect that they deserve. It is easy to shrink yourself, and I am so glad that Darcy doesn't.
You need a pretty girl up there, then.
Tara is wearing the hoodie Darcy got in Paris.
Perfect.
This photo is, of course, from when they went to Pont des Arts in Paris, season 2, episode 5.
Excellent work.
Ally. We did not drag you away from your boyfriend just so you could be texting him all evening.
Sorry.
Do either of you want this skirt? It's been ages since I wore a skirt outside of school.
Regardless of whether Darcy was planned to be non-binary or not, it's always been canon that they hated skirts.
With Heartstopper, I interviewed for season 2. The graphic novel, as you say, was a huge inspiration because Alice Oseman has like a very particular way of drawing, like very interesting angles, and that made me think this is very subjective, very personal, and I need to be close to the actors because that's what the graphic novel inspires me. With the H series, I just really connected with softness, how kind of they fall apart but they don't. There was color in the flares and I really loved that. They kind of became my favorite lenses. I used them again on season 3, and I would use them again like on other projects.
What's up?
I'm worried. I don't know.
Yeah, in seasons 1 and 2, she sort of pops up, says something witty, and then disappears for much of the episode. So just selfishly, it was really great to just get to be in it a bit more, just be on set a bit more because everyone's so lovely. And also because I'm, I adore Tori as a character so much. It was nice to get to explore her a bit more and show her off a bit more. And yeah, for sure, their sibling relationship evolves, is put under fair bit of tension as well. But again, that's just real life.
I love you.
Quote from writer Alice Oseman.
I actually think my favorite thing to expand in season 3 was Tori and Charlie's sibling relationship. It's a big story in season 3 that spans the entire 8 episodes, and there are so many Tori and Charlie moments that aren't in the comics. Their sibling relationship is so special to me, obviously being two of my most long-standing characters, and it was very, very fun to get to delve into all of the pain and love that they share in this part of the Heartstopper story.
Love you too.
Quote from Joe Locke.
Other than Nick, Charlie's relationship with Tori is the most solid in the show. Jenny is an amazing actress, and it was great to be able to work more with her this year.
Ow.
What?
What's that?
My mum found this when she was clearing out the loft. It was my dad's. We've been trying to give some stuff away. He was always using this when I was a little kid, so I thought I'd keep it. Sorry to be a downer.
No, it's okay.
What was it like to film those scenes, those relationship scenes with Yasmin?
Yeah, it was wonderful. Like, I think we're all so kind of well bonded and close as a cast that I think, yeah, it's just such an honour to be able to shoot these characters and tell their story. And yeah, it was a lot of fun as well. We have a lot of fun with it.
We don't talk about your dad a lot. I wish I'd met him.
Oh, he would have loved you. He was so creative. Loved photography. He'd always be taking photos of me. I'd hate it. I'd never sit still and pose for them. I wish I'd sat still. I wish I'd posed.
Quote from writer Alice Oseman.
Each of them has these vulnerabilities and anxieties that they're not quite yet able to share with each other, and that does create some tension in their relationship. What Tao has to learn is to let his guard down, and Elle does too, to be vulnerable with each other in a new, slightly more communicative way.
I found another really bad mistake in the audio description for this scene.
Elle sits alone in bed. She looks across the room, then picks up a framed photo of Tao's mum smiling with a white man with a beard.
Yeah, in case it wasn't clear, this is Tao and his dad. He was 12 when his dad died.
No! Sorry. Sorry, I thought I could play that off. Go again.
When's Charlie getting here?
I don't know. He didn't really reply to the group chat, so.
Funny how little he cares now when this was him before.
Right, you're asking for it. Are you guys going to actually watch this movie or not?
Sorry.
Quote from Toby Donovan.
Well, I think with Isaac, it's a weird form of isolation. I don't think he's necessarily lonely, but he's not fully seen yet at the start of the season by the people he loves. He's learned this truth about himself and is trying to figure out a way to share that. But in the difficulty of coming out, he keeps being confronted with these moments of his friends missing him. You know, they're not seeing him properly because they're all doing their own thing. They're absorbing their own lives, which is also totally normal. So I don't know if it's loneliness, but it's definitely an isolation in that he's there, he's a part of it, but at the start of the season, he's not fully there. He's not connected with everyone. But what I love about the journey this season is that we see that change towards the end. Isaac fully steps into himself, and I enjoy playing the joy in the latter half of the season.
Do you not think it's weird that Charlie hasn't been replying to the group chat?
He's probably with Nick or something.
But Nick went on holiday.
Tao has just fully stopped paying any attention.
Charlie's been silent ever since then.
Isaac, I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, also he hates my movie choices, so I bet he didn't want to come.
We all hate your movie choices.
Excuse me. Rude. I think we're going to have to break up, actually. Thank you very much.
Alright?
Yeah. Sue you?
See me.
Okay.
Alright. Oh, what how?
I'm going to head off, actually, guys.
This scene is so painful. At first I was like, they're being so unbelievably rude and cringe. And then I remembered being that age and realized how accurate that actually is.
No, Isaac, please.
Don't leave. We love you.
It's all good. We love you.
What was it like for you taking on that huge storyline regarding Charlie's worsening mental health? How did you prepare for it as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird to say that it was exciting because obviously it's not an exciting thing to see, but it's as an actor, it's a very it's always nice to be able to portray something with as much authenticity and truthfulness as you can, which is all I aimed for, and I hope that we did. I think Alice wrote the storyline so much love and empathy, but also truthfulness and not hiding away from the darkness of it as well, which I think is what makes it so successful.
One of your friends is here.
What? Which one?
The one who's always reading.
I just love everything about how that's how Tori identifies Charlie's friends, who are all annoying to her, apparently. And also, is Isaac just standing there waiting to be announced before entering like we're in a Jane Austen novel? I mean, Jane Austen will be topical in a minute anyways.
You're missing movie night.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not missing much, it's just howling out all over each other.
Charlie's bedroom pop-up was displayed at Glasgow, Brighton and Liverpool Pride in 2024.
This is the best book that's ever been written by anyone ever. And I'm so happy that Charlie has it in his bedroom. This one, on the other hand, this one's really rubbish and you should never read it. Obviously, Charlie has lots of pictures in his room of the best character in the show, Isaac. Because no bedroom is complete without a picture of me.
Hey Layla, what is your favourite item in Charlie's bedroom? I can't just pick one because it is actually Charlie's whole bookshelf. All of it? Yeah, the whole thing. Like, I wanted to take all the books home, and after this Pride tour's done, I'm going to ring up them. I'm going to say, can I have all them books? Because I love books. If you want to meet a bookworm, yeah, here's a bookworm. Yeah, it's not Isaac, it's me. I'd say my favourite thing is the drum kit. She's actually really good on the drums, putting us to shame. Rena is really good at the drums, she shows me up.
I mean, Nick and Charlie's bedrooms are so detailed. There's like so many details to uncover. Like, you know, there's in Charlie's room there's like a little drawing of like a male ballet dancer like by the desk. I don't know if we ever see it on screen, but it's like little tiny things like that the art department have thought to create.
It was pointed out by @NarlyBirds on Twitter that this quote on Charlie's wall is not actually from the Iliad, but from the movie Troy. It's not really in Charlie's character as a classics nerd to misattribute a Brad Pitt quote to Homer.
The gods envy us. They envy us because we're mortal, because any moment might be our last. Everything's more beautiful because we're doomed. You will never be lovelier than you are now. We will never be here again.
What's going on, Charlie? My first impression was that he's a very astute young person. I think he's a lot wiser than I was at his age, and he's kind of very aware of everything that's going on around him. But then, yeah, I guess my impression of him has changed. I think just in understanding him more, and in the last 2 seasons getting to really kind of dive into the character and the story in a way that we didn't get to do in the first season, it's been really exciting. Yeah, I think he's a very complex individual, which is fun to play. You don't want to hang out with us anymore. Like, you stop replying to texts. Our friendship group is just all over the place at the minute. We've barely done anything together all summer, and I'm just feeling a little bit left out, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I was really lucky that a lot of it's in the script for me. You know, Alice Oseman, our writer, identifies as Arrow Ace herself, so a lot of it's kind of lived experiences for her. So I had lots of conversations with her, and you know, I did my research. I read the books, and I watched everything I could, and kind of learn as much as I can. But also, I think on the day, it's about kind of forgetting all of that and just playing the truth of the scenes, which is that it's the asexual experience is one that's unique and is really special. That people now get to see that on screens, but it's also Isaac's journey is also, I think, something that's really universal, which is that he feels left out and he feels different from all of his friends, and I think a lot of people go through that. So it's kind of like, whilst it's a new sort of circumstance and a new vocabulary, the emotion is very much familiar. I'm sorry, I'm just sorry. It's fine, Charlie, it's not the end of the world. I just wanted to make sure that you're okay. What do I love the most about Isaac? Probably his
loyalty to his friends, and I think he's a very good listener. He doesn't always have to say things, but he's always sort of aware of what's going on, and I admire that quality.
I'm okay. I'm just missing Nick a lot, and my mum's been really annoying, and that's it. Just don't feel like doing anything.
You promise that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure Charlie appreciates that he tried even though he wasn't ready to share. It's still good to know people care.
You can at least reply to my text, though.
I will.
Do you want me to go?
No, we could watch that Emma adaptation.
Oh, you know that's my favourite.
I actually went and checked 3 Emma movies I've watched before and a 2009 BBC series, and none of them start with that music. I didn't really think they would do all that just for this scene anyway with music licensing, but I was still curious. So it wasn't actually any of these. I love the one with the goop lady before she went weird. Originally I thought they're probably supposed to be watching the 2020 movie as that is the most recent and quite popular, but looking at their texts earlier, it seems Isaac may have been comparing that to some more obscure version that he prefers because he said this. Charlie has added a picture from the beach day on his wall. Tori's Tumblr is real. You can find it at chronic-pessimist.tumblr.com. These new posts were made on November 29th, 2023, and people who follow the blog see them show up in real time. Quote from writer Alice Oseman.
Initially, it was only meant to be a little Easter egg for Solitaire fans, but I actually thought it could be a nice moment to get a bit of insight into Tori's inner self, hence the Tumblr ask about who her best friend is.
It's dinner time. Can you go and get your brother? Why do I have to get him?
Quote from Jenny Walser when asked what advice she would give Tori.
We're starting to see in this season that she is letting people in a bit. I think my advice to her would just to be to look after yourself and not always after other people. Let them want you and let people love you. That's something that I think a lot of people may struggle with, is feeling worthy of people's care and attention. I just hope that she continues along that vein. Amazingly, she's so there for Charlie. But I know that some fans find it frustrating to watch because she's struggling too. But because he's in such a state, he's unable to see that. He doesn't have the bandwidth to be there for her necessarily. I hope that she finds solace somewhere. Potentially in Michael. That's the best bet.
There's more chance he'll calm down if you ask.
Quote from Jenny Walser.
I fell in love with her immediately when I read the webcomics, and I read Solitaire before my audition as well. In the series, you could be forgiven for thinking that she's just sort of comedy relief. She does bring an element of comedy, which I really love about her. You know how witty and dry and whip-smart she is. I love how protective and supportive she is. She's not just a support for Charlie, she's a support for the audience, which feels gratifying to know that people feel supported by her. And I guess by proxy, me. Anyone who has read Solitaire will be aware that a lot is going on for her as well, under the surface. You know she is struggling with her own mental health problems and identity crisis. She's trying to figure out her sexuality as well. And these are all things that selfishly I would love to be able to explore more. Who knows what the future might hold? I think that was useful to know, even though it's not on the page. It was useful for me to know when I was working through the script, and so on.
Hey, dinner's ready. Dad's done a roast. It'll be absolutely flavourless, but you know he loves doing a roast.
Okay, I'll come down now.
What was that about my cooking skills?
Just saying a bit more seasoning wouldn't go amiss.
Noted. It was harsh. Real harsh.
Quote from Jenny Walser.
Yeah, there are moments of improv that were really great. Joseph Balderrama, who plays our dad, all of his improv moments. I'll be honest, Georgina, Rich, and Joseph, going back to how we protected our mental health, they were a real support for us. They felt like our on-set parents.
The website they use for all of these scenes is beateatingdisorders.org.uk. They partnered with the charity to ensure they were doing a good job representing eating disorders on the show.
We wanted to work with Beat because we wanted to ensure that Charlie's story in season 3 and his experience of having an eating disorder felt realistic and truthful and authentic. And we also wanted to ensure that there was nothing in the show that was particularly harmful or triggering to people who've experienced eating disorders. And it was important to us to show that experience in a realistic way so that those people could see themselves on screen and hopefully see that there is hope and there is a path towards healing.
I remember we were at the cast and crew screening and we were sat in a row, me, Karina, Fazayo and Nima, and we were just like crying. We were like, wow, this is painful and real and so representative of what happens all around the world. And you really feel it for these characters, and it's because they all do such a great job of highlighting the nuances, you know, and the different emotions, like we said earlier about not actually having to say anything but seeing everything. There's a lovely moment where Jenny, as Tori, is looking at Charlie's computer, and you just see the tears welling up in her eyes, and she doesn't have to say anything, but you feel everything that she's feeling in that moment. So yeah, they just do, they're incredible at what they do, is all I have to say. They're just amazing.
I'm so grateful to Beat for all of their help and support in writing Charlie's story this season. They have so many amazing and helpful resources, particularly on their website, which is beateatingdisorders.org.uk. If you or someone you know may be struggling with an eating disorder, please go on their website and check out the information that they have there, or follow them here on their social media. And I really hope that Charlie's story this season feels truthful and authentic, but also hopeful, and expresses the message that even if you are in a dark place, there's always hope, and there's always a way out.
Meanwhile... Okay, we should probably leave now because we want to eat before the movie and we've only got 82 minutes before it starts.
Actually, I was thinking we could do something else tonight. Nothing.
Nothing.
I hope he didn't have tickets for whatever movie they were going to see.
But it's the last night before you leave.
How many times do I have to tell you that I'm not leaving?
But it still feels like you might move on or something.
Quote from William Gao.
When you're growing up, there's a lot of things you're not conscious of about yourself, and insecurities that come through with certain behaviors. Tao is discovering those and becoming aware of those feelings.
I get it. You've lost someone in the past and you're scared of it happening again.
I know we've already talked about this issue, but I think hearing Elle say this can be particularly validating to Tao because it shows that she really understands where he's coming from.
I've had the best summer of my entire life, but Lambert is important to me. So yeah, we may not be able to hang out every single day, but that doesn't mean I like you any less.
Okay.
I love you. I really love you.
Oh, I love you too. Wait, really?
No, I'm clearly joking.
I love you too. I love you so much. I just thought it was too soon to say it.
Maybe it is. I don't care.
It's fun how Tao and Elle are the contrast to Nick and Charlie in the when to say I love you part of the story, showing us there's no universal right time and you need to just go with what feels right.
I love you.
I love you.
Okay, let's go and do nothing.
This is actually a line that Nick says in the comic, right before the situation where David finds out about them.
Family all together?
In the comic, Julio's parents from Spain were also present for this dinner scene.
We haven't done this in a while, have we?
No, it's been ages actually. We should do it more often.
That explains why Charlie's parents haven't noticed anything. They're not a family that sits down for meals together very often.
One of the great things is Alice's writing for those episodes is so done with so much care and love and authenticity. And I think from even season 1, we have always talked about Charlie's eating disorder and how that would progress, and it's always been like that. If you look back, it's always peppered in there. Some places, like whenever he's stressed, he doesn't eat, or you can notice on his plate there's in the dinner party scene in season 2 he doesn't eat any. It's like it's always been there, so it's always, I feel like, been a part of the character that I've tried to always embody. Yeah, I think when you're doing those things, it's just about being truthful and honest and trying to do the best you can. You can't ever do everything right or please everyone, so that you, as long as you please yourself, and that's what matters really.
Quote from animator Anna Perinetto.
I'm not gonna lie, it was very tough to work on this one, both from an emotional and technical level. We really wanted the animations focusing on Charlie's mental health to feel very specific and unique to his situation. It's quite difficult to find ways to show the darkest side of these characters and not make them feel too similar. We tend to use dark colors and shades of purple, blue, and black, and the risk is that they all look the same. So with this one, I focus on the shapes, the silhouette around Charlie, the shape of food, etc. And as his mental health worsens and he feels like he's losing control, everything, including him, loses shape, and he's surrounded by scratches and darkness. Food loses its shape, and sometimes the scribbles cover him completely, making him lose sight of himself. And thank you, Joe Locke, for portraying Charlie's journey so well and with so much care.
Yes, we steam them first.
Charlie, is something wrong? Are you not feeling very well?
No, I haven't eaten very much. Don't tell me. The seasoning.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I've got my gliders on.
I don't want to leave.
I don't know. I'm sort of missing good old English weather.
Yes, they were filming in Mallorca, even though they're supposed to be in Menorca.
You okay, Nick?
I just got to go and talk to Charlie. I'll catch you guys up there. Nick? Charlie?
One of the first episodes where he's talking on the phone. It kind of goes back to like season 1 where he's wearing like a plain t-shirt and like a little button up and shorts. It's cool seeing Nick in shorts. You don't see that so much. So I think that's a little different when you get to add some shorts to it. It's nice.
Yeah, and I think again that's one of those ones that it's so in the comic. They're quite iconic scenes to people who know the books. Of Charlie on the beach, not Charlie, Nick on the beach on the phone to Charlie, and like the shirts that he's in, and that's where that kind of look really originates from. But yeah, still works and harks back to that outfit you're talking about from the first season.
I've missed you so much. I've missed you too. Like, I know we haven't really talked about it much. And it's okay if you don't want to talk about it right now. Are you okay? I was just wondering if you've been eating okay. Charlie, are you still there? Mm-hmm. Did you hear what I said? I think you were right.
There's a scene in season 3 in which Nick and Charlie are on the phone, and it was one of the few times in the season where I was actually in the room behind the camera, able to say Joe's feed lines, and I was essentially just able to kind of sit and watch. Yeah, I was able to just sit and watch him, and it was I think a really, really beautiful performance, and that really comes across in the show as well. I think it's a really lovely, lovely, and heartbreaking performance.
Thanks, Kit. That's really nice.
That's all right.
I think I do have an eating disorder. Sorry. Charlie, it's okay.
The season as a whole has evolved in tone, and in season 3 we're tackling a lot more serious issues than we have done before, and I think they were really excited about that as a challenge, and to get to do something really new that they hadn't done with Nick and Charlie before. They really threw themselves into it and took those storylines really seriously, I think.
And that kind of the challenge of that maturity, I think, is all about what season 3 is about, which is the sort of when you really get to know someone in a relationship, a lot of that is seeing the imperfections and realizing that you can't help someone necessarily. And so I think Kit's had an amazing season in terms of showing Nick's sort of frustration and maturity in understanding that he can't fix his boyfriend.
It's gonna be okay. You can talk to your parents. You can get help.
I can't talk to them. I can't tell my parents. My mum's not like yours. She doesn't listen to me. She gets angry at me.
Quote from Joe Locke.
One could say it's a lot to put on a kid, but I think kids are very malleable and can take on a lot. I think it's a lot to put on anyone. I don't like to say it's a lot to put on a kid because it seems like they can take less, but I think some kids can take more than a lot of adults can. They're more resilient than adults. They adapt to a situation. Being a kid is a very hard thing, so something like that can just be a lot to put on any human. I think the idea that should be pushed is that everyone should talk to other people about their issues.
I don't know what to do.
Quote from writer Alice Oseman.
When I was a teenager, I watched and read a lot of stories about characters with mental illnesses. And often there is the narrative that a mentally ill character falls in love or finds this person who solves all of their problems. I've always felt that that's not realistic, especially for a teenager like Nick, who at that point in the story is literally a 16-year-old kid. He's not equipped to know exactly what he needs to do when his boyfriend clearly has a quite severe mental illness. Love is wonderful, but it doesn't solve all your problems.
Charlie, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Are you in here texting Nick? We're having a family dinner.
Your son has tears in his eyes. Concerned for that, perhaps?
I wasn't feeling very well.
Okay. Well, what's wrong?
Don't know.
Charlie, you can't keep skipping dinner. You have to eat.
I don't feel well.
Come on, come downstairs. I'll get you some paracetamol.
I don't know how universal this parent thing is, where only physical ailments are valid reasons to not feel well and anything else is dismissed, but I felt that.
Charlie.
I have to go. Sorry, I love you.
I love you.
We should probably be heading back soon. Need to put the kids to bed. What's going on?
So of course this scene was supposed to be with Nick's mom, but because Olivia Colman wasn't available, they had to rewrite it for Aunt Diane instead. Quote from writer Alice Oseman.
It's such an important, pivotal moment for Nick in particular. One of the really key scenes in that whole storyline. I knew that conversation needed to happen, but sadly it couldn't be with Nick's mom. So I did have a backup plan at that point.
You've had something on your mind this whole holiday.
Charlie has an eating disorder.
Oh.
In August 2024, 2 months before the release of Heartstopper Season 3, the entire season was leaked online when the dubbing company Netflix used for various projects was hacked. The leaked, unfinished episodes were everywhere and people were sharing clips on every social media platform. From the discussion I saw at the time, this scene was one of the most common spoilers people saw, which was obviously very upsetting to many people. Quote from writer Alice Oseman.
It was really horrible. I was actually the first person on our team to notice it happening. It was at like 11 p.m. at night, and I saw people were whispering about Heartstopper leaks on Twitter, but I couldn't find a source or any evidence. I shared the rumors with Patrick anyway, and we agreed it was probably just fake. Very shortly after that, I saw a tweet of a screenshot from Season 3 and immediately had a panic attack. We alerted Netflix instantly. This was still late at night, and the next day they were on the case. But that first night, overnight, just watching it spread, waiting to see what scene would appear in a tweet next, and soon realizing that it was literally the entire season, and not just that, but an early edit with no color grade, no animation, no VFX, no ADR, incorrect music, was horrifying. The leaks were largely contained, which we were thankful for, but they still spread to thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, and it was very upsetting to see so many people gleefully sharing clips and screenshots just to gain followers and clout in social media. It's always been really important to me for people to be able to experience the show for the first time while watching it, when it's fully completed, and you have the context and the rhythm of how it's supposed to be watched. The leaks ruined that for a lot of people, and after having been working on Season 3 for over a year at that point, all of us pretty exhausted and drained, it really felt like being punched while we were already down. And I couldn't say anything about it on social media because it would have just encouraged people to go looking for the leaks. Anyway, in summary, it was really, really awful.
Right, are you sure?
Yeah. He just can't eat sometimes, a lot of the time. It just makes him really anxious.
This scene and the one we see later in episode 3 where they write on a postcard were the last scenes shot for season 3.
Been getting really bad recently. I'm trying to get him to talk to me about it, maybe talk to his parents or something, but he says he just can't. He can't talk to him about stuff like that, and I don't know what to do now.
Weirdly enough, Kit thinks he wasn't very good in this scene. It has to be because they had to rush it due to time constraints, so he didn't have enough time to do the scene in a way he would have been satisfied with. But then again, Kit's always really self-critical.
I can't force him to eat, because then it will just make him more upset. If I don't do anything, I really love him.
I actually cried the first time I saw this clip in the trailer.
And I'm scared.
Oh, come here. Oh, darling. You're a 16-year-old kid. That is a lot to put on the shoulders of a 16-year-old.
I don't know what to do.
To give Kit's character, to give Nick that time where he can say it's really hard to love someone who's struggling, and so many young people do feel responsible for their partners or their friends or whatever, and how can we must do all this stuff, and it's really hard on them, and it's really important to tell young people as well that you're not responsible for everybody's happiness.
I don't know how to fix him.
I don't want you to think I'm some fragile, broken mess. Like you need to fix me. I would hate that.
Maybe you can't.
I have to. I'm his boyfriend.
I know, and I know that you love him so much.
I feel like this is the part of the scene that suffers most from it not being Nick's mom. She knew just from observing them that Nick loves Charlie. It wasn't something she needed to be told.
I know that you think it's your job to save him, and I know that it feels like you are each other's whole world.
Again, this is stuff that Sarah knew specifically about Nick and Charlie's relationship, but making Diane a psychiatrist was a clever move because that allows her to catch on to this very quickly as well, just from seeing how Nick is.
But that dependency isn't healthy for anyone. Charlie needs
someone who isn't his 16-year-old boyfriend.
What I loved about the lines that she had, where she was also going, love is also about understanding when you can't help that person.
Oh, yeah.
And you cannot save them, and it's not your emotional labor to do. And that's regardless of age. That's to do with understanding that person is on their own journey, and you can be there to support them, but not to be their therapist or to be their doctor or to be the person that tells them what to do to fix it, but just to gently listen and to be their companion, to sit beside them through what they're going through. And I think that's a beautiful idea. We can't fix anyone, but we can sit with them while they are hopefully finding their way to fix themselves.
He needs help from a doctor or a therapist, someone that understands eating disorders and knows how to treat them.
Can we talk about the educational aspect of the show and how it's enabling conversations to start?
Yeah, it's something I never really set out to do with Heartstopper. It's kind of evolved very naturally, I think, because it's always had this quite optimistic, hopeful tone. It's sort of saying to people, there are dark things that are going to happen in your life, but it's going to be okay, and here's how it's going to be okay. And then that's where the educational aspect comes in. So in season 3, obviously season 3 is very focused on Charlie's mental health, and we see him kind of at his lowest, but then we also see the journey of him finding support and finding healing, and just showing that in itself is educational and helpful because it shows people how you can get yourself out of that really, really dark place. And it's also helpful for people who know people or are close to people who are going through that, which is very much Nick's situation, where he knows that Charlie is going through something really hard, but he just has no idea how to help. But then through the season, that's sort of the lesson that he learns. This is how I can help. This is how I can't help. And all of that is just kind of naturally educational, even though that's not really the purpose of it. I'm just telling Nick and Charlie's story at the end of the day.
Love can't cure a mental illness.
So I just can't do anything.
No, I didn't say that. You can be there for him, just to talk or listen.
Quote from writer Alice Oseman.
It was definitely one of the bigger screenwriting challenges, but I'm really happy with how it all turned out. I think it works out really well, and it makes total sense within the episode, and it's really emotional.
You could cheer him up when he's having one of his bad days. And on those bad days, you can ask him what you could do to help.
One piece of advice I've also heard is to offer to do specific things so the other person doesn't have to come up with what they might want or need.
Standing together, even when it's hard.
But also knowing that sometimes people need more support than one person can give.
That's love, darling.
And we've reached the end of episode 2. Again, sorry about the new editing style. It took me over a week to get the last episode approved by YouTube with their new system. Check out my Patreon if you want early access to the next episode.